on the campus of the Greencastle Antrim Senior High School as we bring you this evening's Franklin County High School boys soccer game between the Chambersburg Trojans from the Mid-Penn Commonwealth Division and the Greencastle Antrim Blue Devils from the Mid-Penn Conference Colonial Division. Good evening, everyone. I'm John Freeman with you. Ed Gottwall is joining me here. And Ed, it's a matchup between a couple of teams. One, the Chambersburg Trojans are looking at this game as preparation for the postseason, while for Greencastle, it's just kind of the end of the road.
Yeah, no pressure on them this time, that's for sure. Yeah, Chambersburg is currently sitting number 8 in the District 3 power rankings in 4A. I don't know that their position will change tonight if they win. It kind of looks like it probably won't, but if they lose, they might get kicked down out of a home game. As if they stay at number 8, and they're able to win tonight, they'll host a game next Tuesday in the first round. So it is a big game for them. There's a little bit, if there's any pressure in this game, it's on Chambersburg.
Right now, the Trojans, as Ed said, are the number 8 seeded team in the PIAA District 3 4A power rankings. As it stands right now, Chambersburg would host J.P. McCaskey from the Lancaster-Lebanon League next Tuesday in a first-round District 3 playoff game. Chambersburg comes into the game with a record of 10 wins, 5 losses, and 1 tie. Greencastle, on the other hand, comes into the game with a record of 8 wins and 9 losses. Chambersburg, again, needing a win tonight to guarantee a first-round home playoff game. The last time Chambersburg played was just 2 nights ago. They lost 4-0 to Central Dauphin. Greencastle, meanwhile, has been off for 9 days. The last time that Greencastle boys played a soccer game was back on October 8th when they dropped a 3-0 decision to Waynesboro. Both teams on the field right now warming up, getting ready for tonight's game, and we are going to take a break, and we will be back with a preview of this evening's contest between the Chambersburg Trojans and the Greencastle Antrim Blue Devils. You're listening to Franklin County Boys Soccer on the F&M Trust Sports Network, midpennbroadcasting.com, and thesportspage.blog.
Underinsured. To grown-ups, not so funny. While they're both about coverage, most people don't know they're probably underinsured. And it makes sense. They tried to save a few bucks, pressed a few buttons, and click, bing, boom, a policy. But at Erie Insurance, our policies can be tailored to meet your needs, like our guaranteed replacement cost coverage. So if the worst happens, you can rebuild your entire home, no matter what it costs. It's the coverage a grown-up like you deserves, at fair prices that often beat the other guys. Talk to Erie about what's right for exactly where you are in life, not over or under where you are. And yes, I just said underwear again.
Your local Erie agent is Antrim Insurance Agency, 717-593-0500.
Guaranteed replacement costs subject to conditions and limitations. Go to erieinsurance.com/Erie Secure Home or talk to your Erie agent for more information.
Erie Insurance.
Banking done your way. It's the power to make life better. It's the convenience of managing funds anytime, anywhere with mobile banking. Even better, it's the satisfaction of working with local pros who are more responsive and in tune with you. That's why today, more families and businesses are choosing F&M Trust. So when you're ready to have banking done your way, visit any of F&M Trust's 22 locations, all right here in South Central PA, and online at fmtrust.bank. Member FDIC.
The time is now. The place, Buchanan Auto Parts in Waynesboro. We take the deals the other guys can't. We give an additional $500 off any new vehicle. It's a big thank you to all our customers when, like I said, right now, it's Jeep Freedom Days. Lease a 2019 Jeep Renegade Sport for just $99. Yes, I said $99. Plus, you won't find a bigger assortment of Jeeps anywhere else. And during spring sales event, you can lease the all-new 2019 Ram 1500 for just $298. Think you have a better deal somewhere else? Stop. Bring it to Buchanan. We will beat any deal you find in the tri-state area on any in-stock Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram vehicle. Buchanan is better. Plus, with our total ownership protection plan valued over $3,000, why go anywhere else? 11194 Buchanan Trail Lease or online at BuchananAutoPark.com. Leases are for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. All offers end April 30th. See dealer for complete details.
You can count on Premier HVAC Services of Greencastle for all your heating and cooling needs. Same-day service, free estimates, 24-hour emergency services, and free second opinions. Phone 717-597-9900 or visit us online at premierhvacpa.com. Premier HVAC Services of Greencastle, your local heating and air conditioning professionals.
At Summit Sports Medicine, we understand that injuries don't always happen during business hours. That's why I, Dr. Michael Day, am here for you when you need it. I'll use my advanced training in sports medicine to get you back to what you love safely. An injury doesn't have to sideline your sports career. For the expert care you deserve, call Summit Sports Medicine, day or night, at 1-844-SHS-TEAM. Again, that's 1-844-SHS-TEAM. Our team is here for you.
WellSpan Sports Medicine, formerly Summit Sports Medicine. Play your sport in college and earn your Penn State degree close to home. Don't miss Penn State Mont Alto's Athletic Open House on Saturday, November the 9th. Learn more about Penn State's academic programs and how you can become part of the Penn State family. At Mont Alto, you can compete in one of 12 varsity sports in the Penn State University Athletic Conference and the United States Collegiate Athletic Association. Don't miss Penn State Mont Alto's Athletics Open House, Saturday, November 9th. Register online at montalto.psu.edu/visit. We are Penn State, and you are going to love it here.
And welcome back to Cayley Field on the campus of the Greencastle Antrim Senior High School as we are getting set to start tonight's game between the Greencastle Antrim Blue Devils and the Chambersburg Trojans. John Freeman and Ed Gottwalls with you this evening. And Ed, Chambersburg comes into this game with, as we said, a 10-5-1 record. They're 8-4 in the Mid-Penn Commonwealth. And all in all, I think you could say it's been a pretty good season for the Trojans.
I don't think they expected to be quite this good. They lost a lot of kids, and for graduation, I think 10 goals was kind of the maximum they thought they would get, and they have a chance to make it 11 tonight. But the thing is, their 5 losses, 2 come to Cumberland Valley. They're number 2 in 4A in District 3. 2 have come to Central Dauphin. They're number 3 in 6A. And the other one was the Lower Dauphin, who's number 2 in 3A, if you got all that. So they're losing to good teams is basically what I'm saying. So, yeah, I think they consider this to be a really good season for what they thought about when the season started.
And Greencastle, as we said, they come into the game with a record of 8 wins and 9 losses. They're looking for a victory tonight to finish the season at the 500 mark. Greencastle, again, currently ranked number 20th in the District 3 power rankings. They will not be qualifying for the post. They will not qualify for the postseason this year. Kind of a tough season for the Blue Devils. Ed, Greencastle lost their leading scorer, Vincent Castillo, early in the season. He came into the year as one of the favorites to be the Mid-Penn Conference Colonial Division Player of the Year. He injured his knee early in the season, and that was a pretty big blow for the Blue Devils.
That's kind of hard to take when you lose your leading scorer. There's no question that, because somebody who's not accustomed to that role has to step up, and that kind of changes everybody's roles. It takes a while to figure that out again.
And one of the things head coach Eric Bruner for Greencastle has said is his team has struggled to finish this year. They do a nice job working the ball up the field, but they just have had some issues taking that final step in getting the ball in the net. Greencastle last week in a situation where they had a couple of games where they needed victories to qualify to finish in the top 16, get in the playoffs, needing victories over Shippensburg and Waynesboro. Greencastle losing both those games and pretty much ending their hopes for the playoffs. Teams have warmed up. They've completed their warm-ups. They're now announcing the starting lineups, and we are just a few minutes away from getting this game underway. We're going to take one final break and be back with the starting lineups for this evening. You're listening to Franklin County Boys Soccer on the F&M Trust Sports Network, midpennbroadcasting.com, and the sportspage.blog.
Penn State Mont Alto's Athletic Open House on Saturday, November the 9th. Learn more about Penn State's academic programs and how you can become part of the Penn State family. At Mont Alto, you can compete in one of 12 varsity sports in the Penn State University Athletic Conference and the Penn State's Collegiate Athletic Association. Don't miss Penn State Mont Alto's Athletics Open House Saturday, November 9th. Register online at montalto.psu.edu/visit. We are Penn State, and you are going to love it here.
And we are back here at Cayley Field, getting set to begin this evening's boys high school soccer game between Chambersburg and Greencastle. John Freeman and Ed Gottwall's with you, and the starting lineup's being announced. And right now, Ed, you have the lineup for Chambersburg.
Starting in goal is junior Garrett Carter, number 0. Playing center backs are Caleb Gaiman, a senior, number 18, and Tanner Luther, a junior, number 33. Outside backs will be, on the right side will be Andrew Quatch, number 3, a sophomore. Number 21 will play left side Logan Drawball, he's a senior. The defensive mid is number 15, a senior, Aaron Maynard. The two central midfielders are number 4, Cole Myers, a sophomore, and Mikey Williams, a senior, number 8. The wings will be right wing Luke Mason, number 11, and number 10, Keenan Korkatuvic, a junior, and the striker will be Jose Morales, number 7, senior.
And the lineup for the Greencastle Antrim Blue Devils this evening, in goal will be sophomore Gavin Davidson lining up in front of Davidson. And we're going to have our national anthem. We'll take a break and be right back as we pause for our national anthem. And our national anthem, as we are just about set to get things underway, getting back to the Greencastle Antrim starting lineup. Again, Gavin Davidson, a sophomore, will be in goal for the Blue Devils this evening. The defensive line will consist of senior Connor Klein, senior Joel Herman, and also sophomore Nate Kirkwood. In the midfield for Greencastle this evening will be senior Gershon Bangora, senior Luke Bay, senior Harrison Coy, senior Thomas Oberholzer, junior Adam Murr, and junior Dom Fashina, with Luke Montadoro up front for the Blue Devils. Greencastle is coached by Eric Bruner. Bruner in his second season with the Blue Devils. Chambersburg is coached by Corey Grove. And we are just about set to get things started here from Greencastle on a brisk fall night, I think we could call it at 50 degrees and windy, as we're set to kick things off here from Cayley Field.
This has to be the coldest game either of these teams have probably played in this year so far.
Wind is blowing pretty strong, judging by the flag over by the high school blowing towards the elementary school.
So Chambersburg gets that advantage in the first half.
And that actually, you don't really think about wind advantage in soccer, but in a case like this, I think the team that has the wind at their back will definitely have a big advantage. Chambersburg will have the wind in the first half, and then provided things don't switch at halftime, Greencastle will have the wind in the second half. I guess worst case scenario for Greencastle would be a quick reversal of the wind at halftime, and Chambersburg would get a break all night long.
I think it actually is supposed to calm down a little bit as the night goes on, but maybe not too much till later.
Trojans are on the field. They're ready to go. Greencastle still huddling. They were huddling on their sideline. Now they come out onto the field and huddled up as they break the huddle, and we will be set to go here as we will begin our first 40-minute half. Greencastle will kick off to start the game. Luke Montadoro will have the honors for Greencastle as we are underway here from Greencastle. Greencastle and Chambersburg. Blue Devils with the ball along the back line. That's Harrison Coy. Now Coy with the ball. He's going to try and look upfield. Greencastle going to try and slowly work it up the field. Number 28, Luke Bay with it. Now he gives it up to Adam Murr. Murr tries to go through a couple of Trojan players. Doesn't have a whole lot of success. And he will lose the ball to number 22, Braden Chapman.
Well, Chapman wasn't, I didn't know he was starting. Looks like he's playing right back to see who else is not. That's usually where
the Trojans with the ball tried to go up ahead for Jose Morales. Too far for Morales. And Gavin Davidson will make the play for the Blue Devils.
Looks like Braden Chapman is in for Andrew Quach at right defender.
Just underway here from Greencastle. 39 minutes to go in the first half. Scoreless between these two schools. Last year, these two schools played, and Chambersburg came away with a victory at Trojan Stadium by a score of 6-0 in that game last year between these two schools. Ball cleared off at the far sideline by Greencastle. Chambersburg will have a throw-in around the 20-yard line as they will look to put the ball back in play.
You know, John, I'm a little confused because I know Andrew Quach was out there for the starting lineups because I saw number 3, but I don't see him on the field now.
A long shot thrown towards the net by Cole Myers. That's going to go wide of the net and out of play, so a goal kick for the Blue Devils.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Chambersburg try that with the long kicks. Either team that's got the wind at their back, because if you hit it right, it's going to go pretty quick.
So a goal kick by Davidson kicking into the wind. Doesn't get a whole lot on it. Ball just barely makes it out to the 30-yard line where Chambersburg takes possession. Luke Mason had it and lost it. Now Luke Monadoro chasing it down. He can't quite catch up to it as the Trojans look to regroup around midfield. That ball kicked up ahead by Chapman a little too far, and that will go out of bounds, and Greencastle will take possession via the throw-in.
If they ever get a ball. There we go.
Ball boy asleep, a little sleeping there. I think he's ready to go. As that is number 12 to throw the ball, and that's Harrison Coy for the Blue Devils.
I hope they go and get that other ball they kicked out down there.
Chambersburg with possession of the ball at midfield as they look to work it to the far side of the field, now back along the defensive line as Chambersburg sets up their offense. Tries to get it up to Chapman. Here's Chapman on the right side. Tries to go around a Blue Devil defender. He loses it. Now a scramble for the ball. Greencastle comes away with it. Adam Murr is going to go cross field to Joel Herman. Herman back to Murr. Murr trying to work his way through the Chambersburg midfield, not having a whole lot of luck. Near side, that's Dom Fashina with the ball. He goes to Coy. And Chambersburg, Morales is going to step in and take the ball away. That's Aaron Maynard with the ball. He goes far side as the Trojans look to work the ball down the sideline. That's Morales, tries to go around a Blue Devil defender. Now he's double teamed, tries to chip it into the box. Joel Herman got a foot on it. Morales able to chase it down into the box. It goes, and that'll be cleared by, I believe that was number 20 for Greencastle, Connor Klein, that kicked that free and out of bounds. And they're going to say it was last touched by Chambersburg. So the Blue Devils will have a throw in on the defensive end on the far side. 4 minutes into this one, still scoreless. Now here's Bangura trying to go up the far side. He loses possession. Back come the Trojans trying to counterattack.
That's Tanner Luther picked that ball up for Chambersburg, and now he's way up in the wing.
Now Luther tries to chase far corner, and the Blue Devils just going to kick the ball out of bounds to take some pressure off the defense, as Chambersburg will have a throw in on the far sideline around the 10-yard line or so. Now it looks like Chambersburg, I'm not sure.
That's Luther over there. I'm not sure if he didn't like the ball or what, but here comes the throw.
So the throw into the box by Luther. Connor Klein gets a head on it, knocks it away, back in. Now there's a scramble for the ball. Maynard, and there's a shot by Morales, I believe, and that ball was deflected and will go over the goal line. And that should result in a corner kick for Chambersburg, which will be our first corner kick of the evening.
Yeah, Morales was paying attention there because the ball kind of scooted his way. He was able to get a shot off, but hit a Greencastle defender's foot, went out of bounds.
So the kick coming from the far corner.
It's Cole Myers taking the kick.
Low kick into the box, hits a Blue Devil defender, and goes out of bounds. I believe that was Luke Bay but got a body on it.
And that was Maynard that had the header there.
So
he's very dangerous on head balls. I'm sure that's exactly where they're looking, right at him.
So a second corner kick for Chambersburg. This one a little higher into the box. Goes beyond the net. Greencastle got a head on. At least I thought it was Greencastle, but they're going to give the ball to the Blue Devils. Thought it was a Blue Devil defender that headed it out of bounds, but they're going to say it was last touch by the Trojans. And now Nate Kirkwood with the goal kick to get things back going here early in this first half. Scramble for the ball. Greencastle's going to come away with it. Trying to get the ball to Monodoro in the middle of the field. He loses possession. Now Adam Murr comes away with it. Murr trying to get it to Bangora, intercepted by the Trojans. Now the ball just back and forth it goes at midfield. That's number 22, Braden Chapman trying to get it. He goes over to number 4, Cole Myers. Now back to Maynard. Going to try to get Maynard involved in the offense here. He tries to go save the ball, but it crosses the sideline. And Greencastle will have the throw in.
Yeah, Maynard is the defensive midfielder, so he plays normally in front of the center backs, but he's got free reign to go up top whenever he wants to.
Trojans with possession of the ball, looking to work the ball down the far side.
Williams goes over to Morales. No, not Morales.
Now tries to go around a Blue Devil defender. Has some space into the box. A shot deflects off a Blue Devil body. A rebound and a goal for Chambersburg.
Cole Myers, I believe, got that.
And I think that was number 4, Cole Myers. He appears to be the one everyone's congratulating. So the Trojans strike first. 6 minutes and 44 seconds into the first half. As Chambersburg, who's pretty much controlled the play here in the early part of this game, with the first goal, Cole Myers.
It was actually
back of the net.
It was a shot by Morales, I think, that was saved, and it came right back to Myers, and he used his left foot to pop it right in there. And the goalkeeper, Gavin Davidson, really didn't have much chance on that shot because he was sprawled out, tending with the first one.
So the Blue Devils find themselves in an early hole here, 1-0. Chambersburg with the lead. Again, last year these two teams played. Chambersburg was victorious 6-0 over the Blue Devils, and that ball was knocked out of bounds there by a Mason. As Harrison Coy tried to go around Mason, but a nice defensive play by the Chambersburg player. Now the Blue Devils will get possession on the throw-in. Adam Murr tries to go around 3 Chambersburg players, loses possession, ball goes out of bounds, last touch by the Trojans. So Greencastle will have a throw-in at midfield right in front of us. Murr tries to get it to Luke Bay, knocked away. Now Coy with it for Greencastle. He goes around Mason.
Nice little move there.
Tries to kick it up ahead to Murr, too far for him. Chambersburg knocks it back to midfield where Greencastle regains possession of the ball. The Blue Devils are going to back things up and try and restart the offense here. Bangora far side, he couldn't control it, had it knocked away out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in for Greencastle. As that ball squirts back to the Chambersburg defensive line. Now a long ball up ahead, headed by Luke Bay. Now he loses it to Morales. Morales looking for some help. He finally gets it.
Yeah, he waited just long enough because there wasn't anybody there at first.
Now Mason back to Morales. He tries to make a move around a Blue Devil defender. Now throws it across, has a man open far side. Shot and a nice save there by Gavin Davidson. Not quite sure who put the shot by Chambersburg.
Trying to get that for you.
But he found space on the far side of the field. Morales made a nice pass to get it to him.
That's Andrew Quach.
Andrew Quach.
He must be playing left wing instead of Keenan Korkutovic.
And Gavin Davidson with nice positioning to make that save and keep this a 1-0 game. Trojans with the ball now back in their half of the field. 10 minutes into the first half here. Chambersburg with a 1-0 lead over Greencastle. Cole Myers with the goal, the first goal of the game for Chambersburg at the 6-minute 44-second mark to give the Trojans the lead. And now the Blue Devils with a throw-in.
You can see when Greencastle has possession, they're that time accepted. They're trying to keep the ball on the ground as much as they can to work against that wind.
Now that's Bangora. I think he's trying to go around. I think that was Logan Drawbaugh.
Yep.
And he grabbed Drawbaugh's shoulder, and a foul will be called on the Blue Devils.
Luther's got a pretty strong leg. With that win, he could probably put it down there as far as he needs to. He's going to go short a little bit this time.
That was from about 60 yards from goal. Ball deflects off a Trojan, back to Bangora. In the defensive end, he's going to kick it back to Luke Bay. Now Bay's going to work it across the field. Connor Klein with it for Greencastle. He goes to Coy. Coy gains possession. Now he up to the midfield, tried to get it to Monodoro. Too far for him. Nice play there.
It was Gaiman came up, stepped up, made a nice defensive play.
As the Trojans gained possession. And then Chapman tried to make a move, but that was number 13, Thomas Oberholzer, who knocked the ball out of bounds. Chambersburg quickly getting it back in play. Here's Morales on the offensive end, surrounded by 3 Blue Devils. Loses possession, is able to keep it in bounds. Nice job there with the feet. Now he's going to kick it towards goal, and it's going to be out of bounds.
He needed to have an outlet pass there, and nothing was really available. Smart defense by the Greencastle defender to not give him an alley to try to cross that ball.
So Morales kept it alive as long as he could, but just kind of ran out of time. And the ball crossed the end line, and a goal kick for Greencastle. And again, not a lot of distance on that from Kirkwood as he's kicking into a pretty strong wind here in this first half. Now here's the Blue Devils trying to get something going on the offensive end. Oberholzer lost it. Now Connor Klein charges up, knocks it forward, and the ball will bounce over the sideline. So Chambersburg will get possession back on a throw-in.
The ball boy on this side's been pretty busy.
28 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in this first half. Chambersburg with a 1-0 lead. And looking for more as Luke Bay just kicks that ball out of bounds. And Chambersburg will keep possession deep in the Blue Devil end.
Cole Myers taking the throw here.
Myers throws it into the box, trying to flip it towards the goal, comes free, and the Blue Devils will clear it, but can't get it out of trouble. Now it's kicked out of bounds as Coy knocked it across the sideline, and Chambersburg will keep possession as Cole Myers will make the throw in. Again, he's going to throw it in deep into the box off the head. I think that was Maynard who got a head on it.
That's the target every time is Maynard.
Now Greencastle looking to counterattack. Here's Bangora coming up the far sideline. He has a little bit of space as he tries to create something. Goes up ahead, but a nice defensive play there by the Trojans to get the ball back. And Joel Herman steps in and takes possession. As back and forth the teams go at midfield. Chambersburg able to come up with the ball and just drive it downfield. And that's going to roll and finally cross the sideline down around the 10-yard line on the near side.
That's one advantage Chambersburg has with the win. If they need to clear one, they can clear it, and it's probably going to go pretty far. If Greencastle tries that, it's probably going to get hung up in the wind. So in that case, Chambersburg just got the ball out of their end and started again.
So a throw in for Greencastle. Tries to get up to Murr. Nice job by Murr to come free, but he can't keep possession. Now Maynard with the ball. He goes over to number 8. That's Mikey Williams. Now Williams, he has a little bit of space, goes far side, near side. Joel Herman gets a foot on it to block that pass, and the ball goes out of bounds. So Chambersburg looking to counterattack there, but a nice defensive play by Joel Herman to slow that down for now for the Trojans. And now Chambersburg with possession. Maynard again with it. He goes to Myers. Myers tried to line up a shot, hit a defender in front, and Greencastle comes away with possession of the ball.
That might have been a little ambitious for a shot there. He was about 35 yards away maybe.
Murr drops it back to Joel Herman. Herman up to midfield. Ball taken over by Chambersburg. As now the Trojans with the ball at midfield look to set up the offense. Here's Maynard at the middle of the field. He goes over to Williams. A little too far there for Williams, but Morales able to chase it down for the Trojans. Now here's Maynard with the ball in space. He goes around a Blue Devil defender. Comes over across to number 11, Mason. Just too far for Mason. I think he took a bad hop, Ed.
That's not what he expected. Yeah, he was thinking it was going to come a little higher, and the ball went right underneath his foot.
Skipped underneath and goes out of bounds for a Blue Devil goal kick. So So once again, Gavin Davidson has been busy this evening. Will put it in play as he's able to get it out where Maynard heads it back towards the Greencastle goal. Scramble for it there. Greencastle had it and lost it. Now Adam Murr gets it back. Murr goes to Herman. Herman, nice pass up ahead to Luke Bay. Now here's Thomas Oberholzer. Greencastle moving the ball up the field. Now Bangora far side. He had some space. And a nice defensive play by the Trojans back line.
That was Drawball. I believe that Logan Drawball made a nice run there to keep up with Bangora. And he got inside position, was able to stop the ball. And then we had a Greencastle foul back at that end of the field.
So the Chambersburg player knocked to the ground. A foul was called. Trojans will put the ball in play with a free kick. Clock ticking down to 24 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Chambersburg leading it by a score of 1-0 over Greencastle on a cool, blustery evening from Cayley Field. Two Franklin County soccer team powers doing battle here. Greencastle and Chambersburg as the ball knocked out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in, I believe, for Greencastle, and that's who it will belong to. Joel Herman will handle the duties for Greencastle. Herman with a little pump fake there on the throw-in, now puts it in play. Bangora tries to head it forward, but the Trojans are there to play it. And again, back and forth on the far side it goes. Teams taking turns trying to establish possession. Bangora had it and lost it. Now Chambersburg gets it back. Now Bangora with it. He's going to try and work it down the far sideline. He's going to kick it up ahead to where the Chambersburg will get it back to goalkeeper Garrett Carter. And Carter, whose name we haven't said a whole lot this evening because he hasn't had a whole lot of action, but he's able to play it up the midfield where Chambersburg takes possession as Maynard knocks it up ahead, trying to get it to Morales. Nate Kirkwood chases after it, but Davidson is there to make the play for Greencastle as he will take the opportunity to punt the ball back for the Blue Devils. He gets that back up to around the 40-yard line. Nice job by Chambersburg there to quickly get it back towards the Greencastle goal. Joel Herman steps in, intercepts that, works it up to Bangora. He had it and lost it.
Herman's doing a nice job so far stepping up and knocking off that pass that Chambersburg's trying to get to the wing out there, trying to get it to Andrew Quach, but Herman's done a nice job seeing that coming and stepping in and closing down the lane.
Long ball up the field. Herman again got a head on it to disrupt that. Now here's, I think that's Mikey Williams with it. He's going to chip it up ahead, trying to get it to, I believe, Morales, just too far. No, it wasn't Morales. Quach. Too far for Quach, and will go across the end line. And that will be a goal kick. I believe it did go across the end line, so it will be a goal kick for the Blue Devils.
Looked like Williams had a choice of trying to get it either to Quach or to Morales, and I think he figured that Quach was a little bit more open, but just didn't quite get enough air into that pass.
Tries to clear it, but comes down to the Trojans. There's a long shot on goal. Is going to go high and wide. That was from about 30 yards from goal. As that sails high and wide. So again,
that was Quach. I believe they've probably been encouraged to take some shots if they get them.
As we've said multiple times so far this game, a goal kick for the Blue Devils. Now a scramble for the ball. Greencastle comes away with it. Back to Joel Herman. Herman's going to try and work it up to Bangora. He tries to go ahead with it. Can't quite make the connection as Chambersburg takes possession of the ball back. As they're going to work it across the back line here as they try and reset the offense.
I see Keenan Korkatovic is in here now and playing right wing, number 10 for Chambersburg.
Trojans with the ball, working up the field, trying to work it up the field. Nice job there by the Blue Devils as they try and harass Chambersburg and keep them from moving the ball up the field. Now they start to establish a little bit of an offensive flow here. Williams tried to flick it ahead. That was deflected by the Blue Devils, but Chambersburg keeps possession at midfield. And again, they look to attack the goal. A shot again from about 30 yards. And the easy save made there by Davidson.
It was Calvin Carlin with the shot, number 2.
So again, it just seems like it's a goal kick to midfield. Chambersburg gets the ball, tries to work it down the field. Greencastle struggling to establish an offensive presence here in this game so far as we approach the midway point of the first quarter.
Well, the only way you can get it up there is with a bunch of passes on the ground, which they're trying to do. But of course, Chambersburg knows that, and they're playing pretty high pressure up before the ball gets into the Trojan defensive end.
Murr tried to work it up to Bangora, but a nice defensive play by the Trojans to deny that. As now Greencastle with the ball on the far side goes out of bounds, and it will go over on possession to Chambersburg as they will throw the ball in from the far side around their own 35-yard line. Scramble on the far side. Chambersburg comes away with it, and then it's deflected by the Blue Devils as Greencastle with the ball at midfield, taken away by Maynard. Maynard, the tallest player on the field, it certainly seems.
I think he's about 6'3".
He's going to go far side. I believe that's Quach with it for Chambersburg. He's defended by Herman, looking for some space. Finds it. Now he's going to chip it into the box a little too far there for. I think he was trying to get that to Luke Mason.
I think that's Korkatuvich.
Korkatuvich,
yep.
okay, number 10, okay.
That was a good cross by Quach. It's a little bit too long.
So again, Chambersburg attacking the Blue Devil goal, unable to find the back of the net, and Greencastle will take possession on the goal kick as Davidson drives it up to around the 40-yard line. Scramble for the ball there. Chambersburg comes away with it. Chapman with the ball. He goes to Maynard. Now Mikey Williams is going to try and reverse it. They're going to go far side. Work it up ahead.
They've certainly been working that left side more than the right side,
which makes it harder for us to see. That's number 18 with the ball, Caleb Gaiman. Now he tries to get it over to Chapman. Chapman, I think he was trying to make a move before he had possession.
He looked up to see who he had before he got the ball.
And the ball rolls out of bounds, but Chambersburg able to get it back on the throw-in. And it was immediately taken back by the Blue Devils. That's Luke Bay with the ball. He's going to work it up ahead. Oberholzer's going to chip it up down the far side, and Chambersburg's going to come up with it. Now a giveaway in the box, and the Blue Devils almost with the scoring opportunity there. Bangora was open, but they couldn't get the ball to him.
Tanner Luther diagnosed that play just in time because Bangora would have had some space, no question.
So a throw in for the Blue Devils as they look to equalize this game. Chambersburg leading at 1-0. Just under 18 minutes to go until halftime. Here from Cayley Field, John Freeman and Ed Gottwalls with you as we bring you this final regular season soccer game of the season. Greencastle and Chambersburg. Again, the Trojans will be advancing on to postseason. They will be playing next Tuesday, hopefully at home. Most likely they'll be playing at home, first round playoff game. Blue Devils will come up short of qualifying for the district playoffs this year. This will be the final game for Greencastle.
Actually, the way it turns out, Chambersburg will be the only Franklin County team in districts.
Okay, yeah, you're right, because I know Waynesboro.
Waynesboro finished 10-6-2, but it's only good enough for number 20 in 4A. Shippensburg was 9-8-1. They're 19 in 3A, and Greencastle, of course, is 8-9, and number 20 in 3. And then in James Buchanan I think they're in 2A. They finished 1-17. So
yeah, Waynesboro in a tough spot, Ed. They're
they are.
a small 4A school playing mainly 2 and 3A schools. It's tough to get a playoff berth when
they probably need to get about 12 wins a year to be able to pull that off.
And they're going to come up just a little
and
bit.
And even
short.
then, they won't get a high seed.
Right. So it's tough being a 4A school playing mainly 2 and 3A schools in your division.
Yep.
But here's Chambersburg, a shot there.
Mikey
Williams. From about 20 yards from goal. He drives that just high. So a good look for Mikey Williams there. Chambersburg doing a nice job moving the ball in the offensive end, creating the shot there.
They're getting the shots, but they're not keeping them down. The long ones they've taken have just been a little too high. Right now I've got Chambersburg with 8 shots. None yet for Greencastle. Davidson has made 3 saves for the Blue Devils.
So a goal kick for Greencastle, and Chambersburg again takes possession of the ball. Myers with it. He's going to try and go far side. Now Williams, he's going to push it up. Again, going to go far side. Quach, I believe, with the ball. He's going to go down the sideline, try and go left foot. Nice defense there by Joel Herman. Now across into the box. Davidson knocks it down. Ball comes free. And there's going to be a shot taken there by Myers. That shot was blocked on the way to the goal. So Chambersburg with a scoring opportunity there. But the Blue Devil defense does a nice job to block the shot.
Yeah, it was a nice play by Quach to get the ball in there, which set up a decent shot, but that's at least the second good shot that Greencastle's blocked with a foot by a defender.
Williams again with a left-footed drive. That was blocked by Kirkwood.
They're not being shy about taking shots.
Chambersburg gets it back. Williams again with it. He's going to go far side. Now a nice move to go around a defender by the Trojans. I believe that's number 21
Draw ball
with it. He loses possession to Herman. And now Greencastle's going to try and work something from the back line. Herman with it. He goes up to Kirkwood, or excuse me, Luke Bay. Now Bay tries to find some space. He loses possession. And again, Greencastle struggling to get anything going on the offensive end.
Now Chambersburg is, I'm sure this is exactly what they want to do. They are pressuring as soon as Greencastle gets possession. Pressuring them, plus they're pressuring their outlet passes.
Finally, the Blue Devils able to reverse field. Now here's Murr with it.
They'll have to do some more of that.
He goes up to Luke Bay. Bay has some space. Tries to get it up ahead to Montadoro. He loses possession, gets it back, now goes far side, a chip into the box, trying to get it to Bangora. And a nice job there by Garrett Carter to come up with that loose ball.
That was the best offensive show for Greencastle so far. There's about 4 or 5 passes they strung together to get that ball up front and put it in a dangerous spot.
So the Blue Devils with their best scoring opportunity of the game, unable to get a shot, but like as Ed said, they were able to string together multiple passes to put themselves in position, something we haven't seen much of from Greencastle tonight. There's a shot into the box, goes past Morales and will go out of bounds as Korkatuvic with the low cross to Morales. Morales unable to control it.
He had a lot on that cross. That was a tough one to handle.
And the ball will go out of bounds. Greencastle again with a goal kick by Gavin Davidson.
Actually, I think it's Calvin Carlin up there, number 2, instead of Morales right now.
Oh, okay, number 2.
That 2 does look like 7 from.
They need bigger numbers on their jerseys. Trojans with the ball. That's Maynard. He tried to go back to Korkatuvic. Now it goes up ahead to him. He's going to have some space down the right sideline. Going to try and work himself around Connor Klein for Greencastle. He does have some space.
He's got nobody. There's finally somebody to pass it to.
And then
he was all by himself for a while. It's going to be a corner kick.
As the ball was deflected off the foot of Thomas Oberholzer out of bounds. So
Myers taking the kick.
I think the 4th or 5th corner kick.
It's only the third.
Okay.
There was one we thought was going to be one. It would have been 4th.
So the 3rd corner kick of the evening coming from the near side. As Chambersburg lines up. Myers will take the shot. Bangora does a nice job to get ahead on that, to get it out of trouble. Now Williams is going to throw it back in the box. That was Maynard trying to get a shot off. He had the ball knocked away. And it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Blue Devils. So another opportunity here for Chambersburg on a corner kick. As again, most of the action has come on this right side of the field here throughout the first 28 minutes of this first half. As Myers again with the corner kick, and that's going to go behind the net.
Cardinal sin right there.
Miss hit there.
I'm sure the coach just put his head down. As every soccer coach ever has when a kid kicks a ball out of bounds on a corner.
So a break for the Blue Devils. They'll get the ball back as a...
Well, we could say if the wind was blowing that direction, maybe give them a break.
Yeah, well, it is blowing that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's true.
It's possible.
Coy with the ball. He loses it to number 11. That's Luke Mason with it for Chambersburg. Now Mason down the right sideline in a foot race with it. And that's Luke Bay that wins the race for Greencastle to clear it beyond the end line.
They're going to give a corner kick.
So again, I guess it did go to the correct side of that corner flag if you're Chambersburg. So it will be a corner kick for the Trojans.
I bet he won't do it again this time.
Got to play the win. That's exactly what he does. Nice cross there.
Greencastle doing a nice job getting their head on it. Because those are pretty good crosses coming in there.
I think that might have been number 20, Connor Klein, that got ahead on that one. Now here's Greencastle trying to clear the zone, but not having a whole lot of luck. Kirkwood goes to Coy. Coy just chips it up ahead to Montadoro. He does a nice job to win possession. He goes to the ground. Now Bangora comes up with it. And a scramble down the field and a nice job by Chambersburg to clear out of trouble.
I think the official might have let a play on go there because I think Monadora might have got fouled, but the ball went right to Bangura, so let him play.
Greencastle with possession in midfield. Coy with the ball. He tries to get it over to Oberholzer, intercepted there by number 11, Luke Mason. Now Mason comes up with it. He has it deflected out of bounds. Last touch by the Blue Devils. And it will go over to Chambersburg on a throw-in right in front of us. As number 4, Cole Myers, who's handled the throw-in duties for Chambersburg all evening, will make a throw down the far sideline.
Adam Murr checked back into the lineup for Greencastle. We've only had about, what, 2 fouls all game here?
Yeah, they've looked, fairly cleanly played game. The officials have let them go. Now here's Maynard down the right side into the box. Comes free. Maynard with it again. Now gets it back. There's a shot blocked in front and cleared out by the Blue Devils.
Greencastle's kind of playing like a playoff hockey team here, getting their bodies in front of shots and deflecting them, and it's probably a good idea with they're going against the wind.
Coy had it, lost it, got it back. Now here's Luke Monadoro coming up the near side. He goes ahead to Adam Murr. Murr double team, does a nice job to get it back to Monadoro. Nice move there. Monadoro, the Blue Devil Jr., trying to work it down the sideline, looking for some help here. Now he's going to drop it back to Coy.
That's some nice work there by Monadoro to get the ball up there.
Coy's going to throw it down the far side. Ball comes free, and Greencastle almost came up with a loose ball.
Be a corner kick.
Ball knocked out of bounds by Chambersburg. So it will be a corner kick for the Blue Devils. And I believe that's number 4, Dom Fashina, who will handle the corner kick duties. Left-footed corner kick. Now he's just going to go short to Luke Herman, who's going to chip it into the box. Scramble for it, comes free, and Chambersburg will clear the ball back to midfield and out of bounds. So the Blue Devils with their first corner kick of the evening. But Chambersburg does a nice job on the defensive end to keep it out of harm's way. And now Connor Klein with the throw in for Greencastle. Ball knocked back. Klein comes up with it again, trying to get it to Monadoro. Too far for him. Oberholzer does a nice job to keep the ball in bounds, throws it towards net.
They called it out.
Oh, they did call it out?
Yep.
Okay. So the ball was declared out of bounds, so it will be a throw-in for Chambersburg.
We can't hear the whistles up here, so.
I have the band playing behind us, so we can't really hear much. Now that'll be Logan Drawbaugh, I believe, on the throw-in. He gets it up ahead to number 2. That's
Carlin.
Carlin.
Looks like Carlin and Morales are both in the game now.
So Chambersburg with the ball at the midfield. That's Carlin with it. He goes up ahead to Morales. Now drop back to Williams. Williams guarded there by, I believe it's Adam Murr. Chambersburg with possession. Maynard tries to go through a Blue Devil defender. Nice job there by Greencastle to come up with. I believe that's Harrison Coy as he works it up to Adam Murr. Murr looks up and sees 3 Chambersburg defenders and gets rid of it, wisely so. Now Coy tries to go around a Chambersburg defender. That was Drawbaugh.
And it's going to be another corner kick for the Blue Devils.
And tried to get it ahead. I think it was deflected by the Trojans, so it will be a corner kick for Greencastle.
I'm saying the last 4 or 5 minutes, they've done a better job of getting the ball deeper into Chambersburg's defensive territory.
Under 7 minutes to go here in this first half. Chambersburg again with the goal. 6 minutes, 44 seconds into the game to take the 1-0 lead. But since then, it's been pretty much all Chambersburg except for the past 4 or 5 minutes as Greencastle has started to establish a bit of an offensive presence here as the Blue Devils will take their 3rd corner kick of the game. Into the box it goes. Chambersburg got a head on it. Now Herman's going to throw it towards net. Cleared away by Chambersburg. Herman again heads it back into the box. And Chambersburg quickly kicks it back out, so back and forth it goes. And now the ball back to midfield. Kirkwood with it. He comes near side to Coy. Coy's going to try and work it up to Oberholzer. He tried to lift it over to Monadoro. Too far for him, out of bounds. But they will say it was last touched by Chambersburg.
I think it went off Maynard's chest.
So Thomas Oberholzer with the throw-in for the Blue Devils here. Under 6 minutes to go until halftime. Luke Monadoro had it, lost it. Chambersburg gets it back up to center of the field, looking to work the offensive end.
That's Carlin with the ball now. Got some options.
Trojans do have numbers, a 4-on-3, but a little too far for Morales. And Gavin Davidson will make the play for Greencastle. Chambersburg looking to quickly counterattack, but the ball just a little too far. And the kick up by Davidson, now headed back towards the Blue Devil goal. It's a foot race between Davidson and Morales, and Davidson wins it. So
Chambersburg plays with just that one striker up top, so whoever's in there, and right now it's Morales. They're expected to be running all over the place trying to get open when they got the ball, or trying to harass the defense when not.
Back up to midfield with the ball for Greencastle. That's Luke Bay trying to get possession. He can't get it. Ball comes free. Chambersburg trying to work it down that far sideline. They finally do. And it's just going to roll and eventually roll across the sideline. So the Blue Devils with a quick throw in to get it back in play. And Kirkwood's going to knock it back up towards the middle of the field, trying to get it to Bangora, but Chambersburg was there to intercept that. Now the Trojans again with the ball. With the ball and some space. That's Maynard with it. He goes back over. Korkatuvic, I believe, with it. Now to number 11, Mason. And Mason tried to make a move on goal. He lost possession of the ball, and it will roll out of bounds for a Blue Devil goal kick.
Yeah, Chambersburg scored not very far into this game, about 6 minutes in, and since that time, they haven't quite looked as sharp on offense here. They're not connecting their passes a little bit as much as they were early.
Blue Devils with the ball, under 4 minutes to go until halftime.
A couple players got tangled up there. Like Carlin and Oberholzer, nothing called.
Nice job there by Williams to go to the turf to intercept that pass. Now the ball is knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Blue Devils, so a throw in on the far side for Chambersburg. Headed by Herman, and it's going to go across the end line, I believe.
I think so.
So that should be a corner kick for Chambersburg.
See, Tanner Luther's going to come and take this one. Cole Myers is not in the game now, so. Or no, it's a throw.
Oh, it is a throw. Okay,
I know.
You could tell it was close to the flag. It's,
yep.
like I said, on that far side, it can be difficult to see exactly where it was. But it's almost like a corner kick, Ed, with that long throw in. And again, ball comes free, chipped into the box, scramble for it. There comes loose. There's a man open.
Mason.
That's number 11, Luke Mason, who puts it into the back of the net off the loose ball in front. And the Trojans score again here late in this first half. And they take a 2-0 lead over Greencastle.
I don't believe there's any assist on that. That ball kind of kicked around for a little bit. It was actually, the serve was pretty high and pretty innocuous looking, but once it bounced right to where Mason was, and he had an opening, and he took advantage of it.
So the Trojans with their second goal of the game as they take a 2-0 lead over Greencastle. As we approach the end of the first half, 2.5 minutes to go until the break. And now the Blue Devils look to push the ball up the field, try and get something, a goal to try and get back in this.
What Mason did that was important there was on the original bounce, it looked like it was kind of spinning. He took the ball in his body first, played it ahead of himself, and got control of it then. And then he was able to settle down and take a shot. Very, very good patience on that, to be able to gain control of the ball before he got the shot off.
Chambersburg with the ball, looking to push. Maynard with it, center of the field. He's going to come far side. That's number 21, Drawbaugh. Drawbaugh is going to go back to Maynard. Nice ball movement here by the Trojans. As the ball deflected by a Blue Devil comes free, Chambersburg does keep possession. Chipped back into the middle of the field. Headed away by by Luke Bay. And there's a long shot there by Williams. And that hits a Blue Devil defender and goes out of bounds.
Williams likes to shoot.
Yeah,
that much is clear tonight.
He lets it fly from that 20 to 30 yard mark.
He does. Got him a corner kick this time.
And give the Blue Devil defenders credit on a night like this. That's got to hurt to take a shot.
You're right. And Williams is going to take the corner kick this time.
Clock down to 1:18 to go until half. Again, Chambersburg with a 2-0 lead. Low corner kick by Williams, fielded right there by Davidson. So the Blue Devils able to escape that as Davidson makes a nice play on the Williams low corner. And again, now the Blue Devils with the ball under a minute to go until halftime. Joel Herman had it, lost it. Chambersburg gets possession back. Nice job there by Kirkwood to clean up the play and kick the ball out of bounds. And it will be a throw in on the far side for the Trojans. Chambersburg probably not in much hurry here. They have a 2-0 lead. They'll be more than content to take that into the locker room. There's a throw in into the box. Ball bounces around, comes free. Davidson comes away with it. As the clock now under 20 seconds to go until halftime. Tried to get it up ahead to Murr. Murr heads it forward, but Drawbaw's there. He lost it, but was able to get it back.
Kind of fortunate there.
A quick pass up ahead. Tried to get it to Morales, but Davidson is there to take possession of the ball as the clock will tick down to 0. And that will be the end of our first half here from Greencastle. Been a good one so far. Chambersburg scored early and then scored late in the first half. So the Trojans will take a 2-0 lead into the first half break. And we will take a break. You're listening to Franklin County Soccer on the F&M Trust Sports Network, midpennbroadcasting.com, and the sportspage.blog.
Banking done your way. It's the power to make life better. It's the convenience of managing funds anytime, anywhere with mobile banking. Even better, it's the satisfaction of working with local pros who are more responsive and in tune with you. That's why today, more families and businesses are choosing F&M Trust. So when you're ready to have banking done your way, visit any of F&M Trust's 22 locations, all right here in South Central PA, and online at fmtrust.bank. Member FDIC.
At Summit Sports Medicine, we understand that injuries often don't happen during business hours. That's why I, Dr. Brad Connor, am here for you when you need it. I'll use my advanced training in sports medicine to get you back to what you love, safely. An injury doesn't have to sideline your sports career. For the expert care you deserve, call Summit Sports Medicine, day or night, at 1-844-SHS-TEAM. Again, that's 1-844-SHS-TEAM. Our team is here for you.
WellSpan Sports Medicine, formerly Summit Sports Medicine. Great outdoors, great history, great entertainment, great relaxation. Your great moments are waiting in Franklin County. Let the Franklin County Visitors Bureau help you plan your visit to the beautiful Cumberland Valley. Visit explorefranklincountypa.com or call 717-552-2977 or toll free 866-646-8060.
And welcome back to Cayley Field on the campus of the Greencastle Antrim School District. We are at the half here in this evening's Franklin County boys soccer matchup between the Chambersburg Trojans and the Greencastle Antrim Blue Devils. Chambersburg with a 2-0 lead in this game at the half. Goals by Cole Myers and Luke Mason for Chambersburg in this game. The difference in Ed, we've seen Chambersburg really take control most of this half. Greencastle had a little flurry late, but for the most part, Chambersburg's controlled the pace of play.
Yeah, they used the wind to their advantage, and they were able to press up high on Greencastle, not let them penetrate their defense very far. As you mentioned, that was that one maybe 4 or 5 minute segment where Greencastle made 2 or 3 nice runs up the field, either a couple of individual skills and a couple times just string some nice passes together. That's the way it had to be done for them because they're going to that wind. Chambersburg was kind of relentless, though, on trying to bust up those passes before Greencastle got something going, and that's allowed them to kind of control the game. Right now they have 9 shots to 0 for Greencastle. Greencastle goalie Gavin Davidson has 3 saves, and Chambersburg's ahead in corner kicks 6-2.
Again, Chambersburg coming into this game this evening with a record of 10 wins, 5 losses, 1 tie. They are the number 8 seeded team, or 8 ranked team, however you want to phrase that, in the PIAA District 3 4A. Is it 4A? They do
4A,
just
yep.
four classifications in soccer. So they are right now looking to wrap up a home first-round playoff game, which will take place next Tuesday with the win here tonight. Even with the loss, they still may be good enough to get the home game. But
Possibly, but
you just want to win this and not have to worry
if
about
they can keep this score, it looks like they're going to play Lancaster McCaskey, who I just saw lost 3-2 to Manheim Township in the Lancaster Lebanon League Championship game. So that tells me McCaskey's pretty decent, because that's usually a strong soccer league.
And again, that first round District 3 4A playoff game will be played next Tuesday at Trojan Stadium.
This is all unofficial, of course.
Right.
It looks that way, though.
Yeah, it's looking that way. Today is the final day for regular season games to count towards the power rankings. You almost have to assume that the District 3 officials will have the brackets probably tomorrow afternoon, get everything settled, and probably by, I would say mid-afternoon tomorrow, Chambersburg should know for sure. But based on how everything looks right now, you don't really see any way where Chambersburg, with a loss tonight, would fall out of that number 8 spot. So the Trojans, again, right now, using this game as sort of a warm-up as they prepare for the postseason. Greencastle, again, record of 8-9 coming into tonight. The number 20th ranked team in the 3A classification. Top 16 teams qualify for the postseason. So, unfortunately, no postseason berth for the Blue Devils this year.
Yeah, we had mentioned Franklin County only has one team in boys playoffs. They're going to have 2 in girls. In 4A, Chambersburg is 10-7. They're going to play in the first round Tuesday also, and I think they've got like the number 14 seed, so they're likely to play against number 4 Central Dauphin, which they've lost to twice already. James Buchanan is the other county team that got in. They're 13-5. Their power rankings number 5 in 2A, which gives them a bye in the first round. So it looks like they'll play the first round or the quarterfinals against number 4 Lancaster Catholic at Lancaster Catholic on Saturday, October 26th. Last year, JB played Lancaster Catholic, I think, in the same round and beat them like 10-9 in penalty kicks.
Wow.
So that'll be, obviously, should be a pretty close game. The other teams, Greencastle finished 8-9. They were number 19 in 3A. Shippensburg finished 6-12, and Waynesboro was 3-13-1.
On the high school scoreboard today, right now, the boys playing here in Greencastle. The girls soccer teams, Chambersburg and Greencastle, playing this evening at Trojan Stadium. Report from Trojan Stadium has the Chambersburg girls leading 3-0 over Greencastle at the half in that one. One other score to report for you this evening. Greencastle Antrim Blue Devil girls volleyball team, their final regular season game match this evening, taking on Waynesboro. The Maidens with a 3-0 sweep over Greencastle in that one. So the Blue Devil volleyball team wraps up the regular season. They're postseason bound. They will be moving into the 3A District 3 volleyball playoffs that get underway a week from Saturday. So far, a fairly rough evening for the Blue Devils. Volleyball team going down to defeat, and both the boys and girls soccer team trailing at the half. We're going to take one final break, and we will be back with the start of the second half here from Greencastle, where the Chambersburg Trojans lead the Blue Devils by a score of 2-0 at the half. You are listening to Franklin County Boys Soccer on the F&M Trust Sports Network, midpennbroadcasting.com, and the sportspage.blog.
Banking done your way. It's the power to make life better. It's the convenience of managing funds anytime, anywhere with mobile banking. Even better, it's the satisfaction of working with local pros who are more responsive and in tune with you. That's why today, more families and businesses are choosing F&M Trust. So when you're ready to have banking done your way, visit any of F&M Trust's 22 locations, all right here in South Central PA, and online at fmtrust.bank. Member FDIC.
At Summit Sports Medicine, we understand that injuries often don't happen during business hours. That's why I, Dr. Brad Connor, am here for you when you need it. I'll use my advanced training in sports medicine to get you back to what you love, safely. An injury doesn't have to sideline your sports career. For the expert care you deserve, call Summit Sports Medicine, day or night, at 1-844-SHS-TEAM. Again, that's 1-844-SHS-TEAM. Our team is here for you.
WellSpan Sports Medicine, formerly Summit Sports Medicine. Great history, great entertainment, great relaxation. Your great moments are waiting in Franklin County. Let the Franklin County Visitors Bureau help you plan your visit to the beautiful Cumberland Valley. Visit explorefranklincountypa.com or call 717-552-2977 or toll free 866-646-8060.
And we are back to action already here in the second half of our soccer game this evening. Greencastle and Chambersburg. Ed, I guess the kids are ready to go. There was about a minute and a half to go on the clock as far as halftime, but both teams are ready. The officials are ready, and off we go here in the second half of this one.
I'm sure they didn't want to sit there any longer in the chilly air.
51 degrees was the temperature at kickoff, and right now I'm still showing 51 degrees under cloudy and windy skies. Greencastle will now be moving left to right across the computer screen, and Chambersburg moving right to left, so the Blue Devils will have the wind here in the second half. We'll see if that
doesn't look like it died down in either.
Now the flag's still flipping in the breeze to our left, blowing, if you're familiar with the Greencastle Sports Complex, or the school campus, I guess you would call it, wind blowing towards the elementary school. I know Dr. Hoover always has north, south, east, and west. I'm not sure exactly which way we're situated, but I'll just, we'll say the wind's blowing towards the elementary school.
There you go.
Chambersburg, again, with a 2-0 lead here. We are 90 seconds into the second half.
There was a chance for Mikey Williams down there at the other end, and ball was blocked by Greencastle defender, which we've been saying a lot tonight.
Now the Blue Devils are going to try and go cross field with it. Luke Mondadoro unable to come up with that ball as it rolls across the sideline. So a throw in for the Trojans at around the Greencastle 40-yard line or so. Again, Trojans moving into the wind here in this second half with the 2-0 lead. And a nice job there by Morales to shield Joel Herman away from that ball as it goes out of bounds. And the Trojans will have another throw in as they try and work the ball up the field. That was Williams with it. He goes over to draw ball. Now they're going to work it back to the center of the field to Maynard. He's going to reverse it all the way to the far side.
Looks like Andrew Quatch is on that side now. They've been switching players side to side here a couple times tonight.
Now a ball high in the air cross field, and Drawbaugh comes away with it. Now he's going to kick it back to the middle of the field to number 33, Tanner Luther. Luther's going to reset the offense here for the Trojans as they work the ball to the far side of the field. Again, Chambersburg with a 2-0 lead here early in the second half. You have to figure Chambersburg will be more than content just to possess the ball.
I was just going to say, I think you're not going to see too many long balls taken by the Trojans. Much better just go back with it, find a teammate, keep control of it, and then try to probe again.
Especially moving into this strong wind here in the second half. Now the ball comes free as Gershon Bangora with it. He tries to create some space, double teamed by Chambersburg, able to break free a little bit. Now he works it up ahead. He has Adam Murr too far for Murr, as a nice job there by Garrett Carter to come out of his net to fall on the ball.
That's a nice run there by Bangora. He had Maynard on his back about the whole way, but he shielded the ball very well, and actually.
And I think we're back on. I think Ed might have kicked the plug out or something. Or maybe Ed didn't pay the internet bill this month. I'm not sure, but we're back. We're back on the air. Only lost about 30 seconds. Didn't really miss a whole lot. Greencastle with the ball. Joel Herman's going to drive it into the box, headed away by the Trojans.
Gaming on the header that time.
And now Greencastle looks to push, but Chambersburg comes up with possession, looking to counterattack. That pass a little bit too far up the field for Logan Stapleton. And Greencastle will get possession on the throw-in. Nice job there by Chambersburg to win possession.
I think it's only about the second time Greencastle's really had the ball up here since they scored.
And the Trojans take possession. Long ball trying to get it to Stapleton. As Connor Klein, nice job on the defensive end to take that ball out of harm's way. He tried to get it up ahead to Murr. But Williams did a nice job to step in and take it away from him. As Luther goes far side to number 3. That's Quach. As the ball rolls across the sideline, last touch by the Blue Devils.
I think putting those fresh legs in there, the two Stapletons, Logan and Austin, and Calvin Carlin up front is actually kind of giving Chambersburg a little boost. And then they've switched Maynard, who's by clearly their best player. He's also their best defender, but normally they don't play him in the back, but he's playing in the back now. Just as a little bit of insurance.
Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Trojans. Greencastle will have possession on the free kick. 49 yards from goal. As the Blue Devils trail here by 2. Chambersburg with a 3-1 lead.
You know, I think that's the first foul against Chambersburg all night that I can remember.
There hasn't been many. There haven't been many fouls either way.
No. Maybe 3 or 4 most on Greencastle, I think.
Blue Devils had possession, then lost it. Chambersburg looking to push the ball up the near side. Tried to get it up ahead to Carlin. That's Connor Klein. He's going to play the ball far side to Hoy. Slowly working the ball up the field. Ball taken away by the Trojans. Greencastle does get it back. Murr goes up ahead to to Luke Bay. But then he can't control it.
Tanner Luther made a nice ball to get it out to the outside and take the pressure off himself. But Greencastle wins it right back.
Luke Monadoro trying to go down the far side, kicks it a little too far ahead and right to a Trojan player as Chambersburg with possession at midfield on the far side. Now they're going to work back to the middle of the field. Williams with the ball for the Trojans. Nice pass up ahead to number 17, Logan Stapleton. Now a nice draw ball with it far or near side. Tries to go around a Blue Devil defender into the box. Ball was blocked.
That was Stapleton to Stapleton there.
Comes free, ricochets off a couple of Blue Devil players as Greencastle comes away with it. Now Chambersburg takes it right back. Draw ball with the ball. He's going to drop it back to Luther. Luther up to Williams. Nice ball movement here by the Trojans. Now they're going to reverse the field and reset into the box. It goes, deflects off a Blue Devil player off ahead. And Chambersburg comes away with it with space. There's a shot on goal, goes wide. As I think Davidson did get a hand on it.
That was Carlin with a shot.
I believe it was going wide, but Davidson was able to get a hand on it, keep it in play. And now he'll throw it back up to midfield, where Chambersburg will win possession of the ball. Nice job again there by Kirkwood to head that ball out of trouble. As Greencastle tries to maintain possession here in the center of the field, not having a whole lot of luck. As Luther tries to go between a pair of Blue Devils, loses possession, but it comes right back to Stapleton. Now Williams with the ball. He's going to reverse field, doesn't able to get enough on it.
I don't think he looked.
Yeah, Connor Klein was there, or excuse me, Luke Bay was there to intercept that pass. Now Kirkwood tries to go through Williams. Doesn't have a whole lot of luck there, but I think they're going to call a foul.
Yeah, it was a trip on Chambersburg there.
So the Blue Devils will have the free kick from their own 37-yard line. Clock ticking down to 15 minutes to go in regulation. Blue Devils trailing 3-1.
Greencastle has not really tried to play long ball at all, even with the wind. At some point they may do that later in the game, but they've been trying to work it up, with short passes. That must be their style.
Long free kick goes off the head of Bangora and across the end line. So a goal kick for the Trojans. And Garrett Carter will take his time getting things set up here as the Trojans with the 2-goal lead. And now Luther will take the free kick as he kicks that into the wind, gets it all the way up to the 45-yard line. That's a long way into that wind.
Well, he's a kicker. He's the backup kicker for the football team, and he's got a great leg.
Now Greencastle had possession, lost it. Carlin goes far side. Fashina's there, loses it to a Trojan.
He gets Austin Stapleton over there.
Stapleton double teamed, gets it back. Can't see who that was, but he chips it into the box. Ball blows away from the Chambersburg. He was in possession to play that, and the wind took it right away from him. But now Maynard will take possession midfield. Again, Chambersburg content here just to possess the ball. and run some time off the clock. Now Luther, a nice chip into the box, too far. And Davidson will pick up the loose ball.
Trying to hit Carlin on that pass, but a little too much on it.
Now the free kick back to the middle of the field. Bangora had it and lost it. Now Maynard goes far side, but Chambersburg loses possession to the Blue Devils. A long ball by Greencastle rolling down towards the Chambersburg net where Carter will gain possession. Blue Devils looking to push the ball up the field, trying to get this back to a one-goal game. Now here's Murr. He tries to move it ahead, but Drawbaugh just picks his pocket. Back come the Trojans. Stapleton with it. Over to Williams. Williams looking for some space. Nice pass over to Stapleton. He's going to try and go. Well, I thought he was going to go left foot. There he goes, left foot. Now he kicks it off a Blue Devil defender.
It was off Carlin's head.
And Carlin was there to try and play the header. So the cross by Stapleton went off a Blue Devil player's foot, and Carlin had an opportunity for the fourth goal for Chambersburg, but he unable to get it on net.
I suspect that ball was kind of probably wobbling in the wind a little bit there because it looked like he kind of misjudged how it was going to come down to him.
Knuckleball action coming off the foot there. So it will be a goal kick for the Blue Devils. And he kicks it right back to Williams, but Greencastle was able to get possession again. Again, trying to work that long ball up to Bangora, but Chambersburg defense doing a nice job taking that away from the Blue Devils. Now here's Kirkwood heading it ahead. Scramble on the far side for the ball. Blue Devils win possession. Now Murr's going to drop it back to Kirkwood. Kirkwood's going to come near side to Joel Herman. Herman tries to work it up to Bangora. Too far for him. Nice defense there by Maynard. Now Bangora takes it away and the ball goes across the sideline, but the Blue Devils will get a throw in, and it's a race for the ball as Oberholzer tried to run it down, but Garrett Carter came up with it.
I think Carter could see that coming with the long throw, and he started out toward the ball right away and was able to get there before the Oberholzer did.
So Carter will punt that into the wind, where Luke Montadoro will head it across to Murr. Murr scrambles for the ball. Luther wins possession of it. Now Drawbaugh goes backwards to Maynard. Maynard's going to be chased down by a couple of Blue Devils, and Carter does a nice job to kick it out of trouble. Up ahead to Mikey Williams.
He put that in a good spot. That could have been dangerous.
Long ball by Williams. A mad scramble for the ball. Kirkwood gets there. He gives it up as Davidson clears it away. So Gavin Davidson had to come 20 yards out of his net to clear that ball out of harm's way. And now the Blue Devils again looking to counterattack here, trailing by 2. Clock ticking down to 10 minutes and 40 seconds to go in regulation. As the teams trade possession here in the middle of the field, Chambersburg comes away with it. I think that was Morales that tried to work it up ahead, but too far on the far sideline. So again, a throw in for the Blue Devils on that far sideline. As a substitution here for Greencastle. And now everybody's set. Ball comes free. Williams comes up with it for the Trojans. And he's just going to back it up to Maynard. Maynard's going to reset the offense. Now he's going to work it up ahead. Hoy's there for Greencastle to take possession. But again, Greencastle really unable to maintain possession as they gave it away, and then Chambersburg just kicks it back to the middle of the field. Now here's Joel Herman with it. Herman tries to get it to Murr. Murr's going to go far side to Coy. Again, Greencastle just working the ball along the back line.
Chambersburg just doing a lot of forechecking here and just staying in the passing lanes and really not letting Greencastle bring the ball up very far.
Which is exactly what you want to do when you have a 2-goal lead and there's less than 10 minutes to go in the game.
Absolutely, and Greencastle has not tried the long ball much, which I'm not sure would be very effective anyway, but
trying to get it ahead to Bangor, but there's 4 Trojan defenders there. Now up with Fashina, he tried to push it ahead, pushed it just a little too far down the far sideline. Ball goes out of play.
Should be a goal kick. Nope, there's a throw-in.
Yeah, I guess they're going to call it a throw-in.
Okay, I'll move for 2 on that.
You're about, what, 75 yards away from that sideline, so it's understandable. Scramble for the ball. Greencastle had it. Chambersburg takes it away. Now the Trojans look to work the ball.
That's Morales, I
up
believe.
the field. Morales has some space, and he has some help on the far side. Now gets it over to draw ball. He's going to chip it up ahead to
Korkatuvic.
And a nice job there by the Blue Devil defense to take it away, but Tanner Luther is there for the Trojans to maintain possession at the 30-yard line. And again, Chambersburg just content here to maintain this possession in the in the Greencastle end.
Yeah, they're down about a little over 8 minutes yet.
The clock definitely favors Chambersburg at this point with the 2-goal lead and 8 minutes to go in regulation. And we have a throw in on the far side. Chambersburg will look to set the offense, throw it towards the box, headed away by the Blue Devils out of bounds. So it will be another throw in.
It's Luther taking the throws over there. He's been pretty active since he moved up to switch with Maynard.
Throw into the box, headed on the ground and cleared out by the Blue Devils over the end line. So that will be a corner kick for Chambersburg. So
that's their first corner kick of the half.
Trojans just working the ball up the field, Ed. A couple of throw-ins, and next thing you know, they have a corner kick.
Yep, they're content with that.
Clock continues to tick down, 7:30 to go in regulation. Into the box it goes. Nice header there, and the ball was knocked out of harm's way by the Blue Devils.
I believe that was Morales, or it was either Morales or Carl. I'm not sure who had that header, but good save by Davidson.
Now quickly, Greencastle looking to work the ball. Bangor had it knocked out of bounds, but Greencastle will keep possession on the throw-in. As I believe there's a substitution by the Blue Devils, which will slow things up a little bit. Under 7 minutes to go here in the second half. Greencastle trails Chambersburg 3-1 as the Trojans win possession of the ball. In the middle of the field, Williams with it. Gets it over to Korkatuvic. He tries to go through a Blue Devil defender, loses possession. Greencastle comes away with it. Now here's Murr with the ball. He works it up ahead. And a drop pass back to Joel Herman. Herman tried to clear it up and went off a Chambersburg player, and then Williams just took it away from Herman, but then a nice job by Nate Kirkwood to clean up on the defensive end. Headed ahead by Williams. And again, Chambersburg just content here to work the ball down the field and eat up some clock as the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Greencastle.
Yeah, they're not hurrying to take this throw.
As Logan Drawball will get the ball in. To Korkatuvic, he has some space on the sideline, but has it knocked off his foot.
Yeah,
and
he just kind of lost possession there.
Couldn't tell. I guess it was off the Chambersburg player. Couldn't tell who at last touched, but they're going to give possession to Greencastle. So again, the Blue Devils starting to get into a little bit of panic mode here as the clock ticks down to 5.5 minutes. Greencastle needs to try and push a goal across here to at least make it a 1-goal game. Chambersburg doing a nice job keeping the ball in the Greencastle end. And once again, it rolls back to net where Davidson plays it up ahead. Bangor tried to move the ball forward, but a nice job again. Chambersburg's defense has done a nice job keeping him quiet since he scored his goal early in this second half.
And Greencastle's whole team was kind of sucked back there in the defensive end, and when they did get it out, Chambersburg had no problem getting control and knocking it around a little bit more.
Now Oberholzer had it. He lost possession. Williams is going to work it up to Morales. Morales finally gains possession. He's going to knock it down the right side where Chambersburg is in some position. There's a drive off the left foot. Goes high over the goal. Did you get a number on him?
Yeah, that was Mason over there.
Okay, so Mason, who has 1 goal tonight for Chambersburg. He scored the Trojans' 2nd goal this evening Did a nice job to create some space and get a good left-footed shot off. Just sailed high over the crossbar. But again, importantly for the Trojans, it just runs more time off the clock down to 4:04 here in regulation. As the Trojans closing in on win number 11 of the season. There's a long drive up the field as Chambersburg comes away with possession of the ball in the middle part of the field, and they're just going to drop it back to Maynard.
It's a pretty good safety valve to have back there.
Maynard slowly across the field. And again, the Trojans working that left side of the field, something we've seen them do a good part of this evening, or the far side, I guess we'll call it. Was the left side in the first half, the right side here in the second half. Now a long throw into Bangora, and Maynard wisely just kicks the ball across the sideline.
It will give Greencastle a chance to get their players up, though.
So the Blue Devils will push just about everybody into the offensive end. Throw into Murr. He tries to drop it back. And Greencastle loses possession there. So an opportunity for the Blue Devils with possession in the Chambersburg end, and they can't control it. And the Trojans will have a throw in on the far side. Down to 2:45 to go in regulation. Down the right sideline, Kirkwood does a nice job to outrun Williams to get it. And he gets it up ahead to Murr. Murr tries to work it forward. Greencastle comes away with it. Scramble for the ball. Teams trading possession. Murr comes away from the scrum with the ball for Greencastle. He works it up ahead. Now Bangora tried to get free, but a nice job there by the Trojans to take the ball from him. Now here's Dom Fashina back to Herman. Chambersburg really has Greencastle bottled in here at midfield. Now Bangora gets some space, but he can't get the ball past Drawbaugh.
I think that's been the story of the game. You just said there, I think the midfield play is probably what the biggest factor is. Greencastle just not really been able to get their offense down the field, with enough players to do much with it.
Chambersburg has done a good job controlling that central part of the field, and that's pretty much been the difference here this evening. As the Trojans again with a 3-1 lead, clock down now to 1:37 to go. And the ball in the hands of Garrett Carter as he will punt the ball back to midfield to where Morales will just throw it down the far sideline.
There's Mason over there.
Mason tries to cross it into the box, but nobody there as Davidson will play it for the Blue Devils. Down to 1:10 to go. Greencastle will wrap up the 2019 season with a record of 8 wins and 10 losses. Chambersburg will be 11-5-1. Is that what it is, Ed?
Yep.
11-5-1. And they will still have more soccer left to be played as we fully expect them to be hosting a first-round playoff game on Tuesday. Of course, everything will become official as of midnight tonight. And then the brackets will be released most likely sometime late tomorrow morning or early afternoon, we would expect, provided there aren't any problems with the power rankings.
I'm going to guess it might be a little later, just from experience. They usually take a little more than a day. They always have to double check all the figures and scores and everything. So, but there haven't been, since they've gone to the power rankings and had a couple years with them, there really haven't been very many times where it's been anything different.
Everything automated.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Now under 10 seconds to go in this one, Chambersburg with the throw in. And the Trojans again will come away with a 3-1 victory as the clock ticks down to 0. And we are final as Chambersburg with 2 goals in the first half and a goal here in the second half. Blue Devils scoring their only goal in the second half. And Chambersburg coming away with a 3-1 victory tonight over Greencastle at Cayley Field. We're going to take a break and be back with the post-game show here from Cayley Field. You are listening to Franklin County Soccer on the F&M Trust Sports Network, midpenbroadcasting.com, and the sportspage.blog.
Banking done your way. It's the power to make life better. It's the convenience of managing funds anytime, anywhere with mobile banking. Even better, it's the satisfaction of working with local pros who are more responsive and in tune with you. That's why today, more families and businesses are choosing F&M Trust. So when you're ready to have banking done your way, visit any of F&M Trust's 22 locations, all right here in South Central PA, and online at fmtrust.bank. Member FDIC.
At Summit Sports Medicine, we understand that injuries often don't happen during business hours. That's why I, Dr. Brad Connor, am here for you when you need it. I'll use my advanced training in sports medicine to get you back to what you love, safely. An injury doesn't have to sideline your sports career. For the expert care you deserve, call Summit Sports Medicine, day or night, at 1-844-SHS-TEAM. Again, that's 1-844-SHS-TEAM. Our team is here for you.
WellSpan Sports Medicine, formerly Summit Sports Medicine. Great outdoors, great history, great entertainment, great relaxation. Your great moments are waiting in Franklin County. Let the Franklin County Visitors Bureau help you plan your visit to the beautiful Cumberland Valley. Visit explorefranklincountypa.com or call 717-552-2977 or toll free 866-646-8060. Play your sport in college and earn your Penn State degree close to home. Don't miss Penn State Mont Alto's Athletic Open House on Saturday, November the 9th. Learn more about Penn State's academic programs and how you can become part of the Penn State family. At Mont Alto, you can compete in one of 12 varsity sports in the Penn State University Athletic Conference and the United States Collegiate Athletic Association. Don't miss Penn State Mont Alto's Athletics Open House, Saturday, November 9th. Register online at montalto.psu.edu/visit. We are Penn State, and you are going to love it here.
And we are back here from Greencastle's Cayley Field. Chambersburg again victorious 3-1 over the Trojans on the final regular season game for both schools here in the 2019 season. Again, Chambersburg will move on to the District 3, PIAA District 3 playoffs, which get underway on Tuesday. Greencastle will end their season with a record of 8 wins and 10 losses. Goal scorers tonight for Chambersburg. Cole Myers with 2 goals. He had 1 in the first half and also scored on a penalty kick in the second half. The other Chambersburg goal coming from Luke Mason in the first half. The lone Blue Devil goal this evening scored by number 11, Gershon Bangora for the Blue Devils. And again, Greencastle falling to Chambersburg 3-1. We did get a final, or not sure if it's a final, but last we heard the Chambersburg girls were leading Greencastle by a score of 7-1 at Trojan Stadium. Also earlier tonight, the Blue Devil volleyball team, Greencastle's girls volleyball team, swept by Waynesboro 3-0. That will wrap things up here tonight from Cayley Field. Again, Chambersburg victorious over Greencastle by a score of 3-1. And we certainly wish Chambersburg well as they move on to the postseason. That'll wrap things up here from Greencastle. You've been listening to the F&M Trust Sports Network on midpennbroadcasting.com and the sportspage.blog. For Ed Gottwalls, I'm John Freeman. Have a great evening.